Keeping it real, who that sports pod, legendary coach Rock, go 17, let's rock. Who that? Boss kick, black and gold, let's go. First and goal, from the one, best believe, we go punch. Punching in, get them punch, with them Saints, watch us march. Down the field, down your throat, keeping it real, who that sports. Breaking news, interviews, open lines, just for you. Call in, join in. Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk Saint football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. Family, family, family. The doors are now open. So you already know. Come on in. What's going on, family? It's your boy, Dolph Jackson. Welcome to another episode of the Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast. Well, Who Dat Nation, we got to talk about this one, baby. We're diving deep today into a few numbers, but most importantly, about the underappreciated piece of the New Orleans Saints linebacker room, none other than linebacker Pete Werner. Now, a lot of people out there in Who Dat Nation, you've been crying since we drafted this kid about finding his replacement. Now, has he popped and become an all-pro? No. Has he been a bust or close to a bust? Hell no. What he has been is a consistently good football player. Does he have his limitations? Does he have areas that he needs to work on? Yes, he does, and we're going to touch on that. And we're also going to take a look, courtesy of Pro Football Focus and our brother from Saints Wire, USA, Bob Rose, how the New Orleans Saints rank among their peers in the National Football League when it comes to their linebacker room. So we'll take a look at that also. But right now, let's jump in the chat right now. Who's in the building, baby, right now? Uncle Jerry. Jerry, how you doing? Come on in. Thank you for being here. Uh-oh. It ain't Blazing Saddles, baby. It's just Blaze. Blaze, how you doing? Come on in. What's up with you, Jerry? What's up, Blaze? Doing good, my brother? Uh-oh. My brother's here. Tedra, my dog, my brother. What's going on, baby? Man, come on in. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. All right, family. Yeah, man, shout out to Bob Rose, man. Great article. You know, Bob does some great work, man, and he's a friend. He's family. See, he's a friend of the show. He's family. So again, thank you all for being here. And look, I ain't gonna keep it long, family. But I just wanted to talk to you about Pete Werner. Listen, right now, when you look at all the preseason rankings and you listen to these network shows or podcasts, everyone ranked right now have the New Orleans Saints ranked dead last in power rankings, preseason rankings in the National Football League. Dead last. As I was listening to some podcasts this past week, I heard so-called NFL experts who say that the Saints just lack talent, that they were talent deficient here in New Orleans. Me personally, I think that a lot of people are drawing these conclusions because, one, we don't have a proven signal caller under center, and we're going into the season with either a second-year quarterback or a first-year quarterback leading the way. To me, and we got a rookie head coach. To me, those are some of the main reasons that people have the Saints pegged where they do. Also, they're looking and they're saying, how long can he defy the hands of time. And when I talk about he, you know who I'm talking about, Double D, Demario Davis. Who would be the successor? Is the successor already next to him? And the young man we're going to speak about today. Speaking of Pete Werner, let's start with Pete Werner's NFL journey so far. He came in the league as a second round pick in the 2021 NFL draft out of Ohio State. Coming into the league, Pete Werner was known for producing elite was known for producing elite defenders. He was known for producing as an elite defender. Now, what has he done since he has been a member of the New Orleans Saints? Well, over that period of time since being selected in 2021 in the second round out of the University of Ohio State, he has a total of 320 total tackles, and he has showed steady progression year by year. Now, last season, Pete had a grand total of 92 total tackles, 54 of them being solo. So that when you average out his tackles per game, that was 7 tackles per game, which shows what? His consistency, that he's consistently, around the football. And listen, we know the Saints struggled in the run game last year, but it wasn't because of Pete Werner. He was one of the more reliable players on their defense. Him and his counterpart, Demario Davis, who got off to a slow start, but picked it up and did the things that Demario Davis does. That's just be great when he's out there on the football field. All right. So one area that most definitely must be improved by Pete Werner, I think, is his ability to rush the passer. Since he's been in the National Football League, he has a half a sack. Now, is that because of his lack of ability to rush the passer? Or is that because of the structure of the defense, which he was previously in, where they did not ask him to blitz or rush the passer in that capacity? Is he capable of doing that? Will he be set free? Will he have opportunities in Brandon Staley's 3-4 defense, which the New Orleans Saints will reveal this coming season? We shall see. But if you look back at his time under Dennis Allen, he was not asked to do a lot of rushing and blitzing the quarterback. That was Demario Davis. Double D going to get the quarterback. Pete, sure tackler, out in space. And speaking of out in space, that's another thing he's going to have to improve on. And out in space, covering tight ends, I think he got a little better last year, but right now, since he came in the league, the one thing that he has to improve on is his pass coverage ability. Now, in his rookie year, he posted, as far as tackling goes, he posted a elite tackle rate of just 1.5%. That's one of the best among NFL linebackers, not just rookies. That was in his rookie year. Now, if we fast forward to the year before last, 2023, that number climbed to 8.9%. He missed 10 tackles on the entire season. Now, what I was previously talking about, what areas does he have to improve on? Coverage. Simply put, there's concerns when he's in trouble. Here's where it gets a little tricky. So when targeted in the passing game, Pete allowed 50 completions on 60 targets. That's an 83% completion rate. So he gave up 470 yards and about 9.7 yards per reception. That's the red flag for any linebacker to defend, and especially when you got to defend what? These athletic hybrid tight end wide receivers and these all-purpose backs out of the backfield. All right, now let me get there. I had this on Pete. Where is it? All right. So again, his stats from last year, Pete Werner. Well, not from last year. Excuse me. Last year total was 92 tackles for Pete. He had two forced fumbles, I think two fumble recoveries. Now, in 2023, his pass coverage, he graded out at PFF at just a 47.6%, which was the lowest among Saints defenders who played over 10 snaps. Again, Pete Werner has not been a bust. He has not been close to a bust. What he has been is a steady football player, and what it is that we in Who Dat Nation, a lot of us, we are waiting for him to take that next step into what? Becoming a more complete linebacker, and eventually, and right now, eventually replacing Demario Davis. Now, some of you may say, "Oh, Dolph, he ain't gonna replace Demario." Well, who the hell is? If he not on this team right now, a team that supposedly needs talent, that lacks talent, he's a talented football player. He is. The thing is, as I was saying, under the previous defensive regime, I don't believe he was asked to rush the passer. I think he needs, I would say I have personally seen a bit of improvement in his pass coverage ability since coming into the league, but they got to get better. They just have to. He has to get better at rushing the passers. Let me see. All right. All right, TJ. Shout out to you, T. $3 raise, baby. Congratulations, brother. They make a slave 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week for 1 day off, man. I'm getting tired of that. I'm tired of it, baby. I'm tired of it. Anyway, all right, man. So my question to you guys is this, man. What is your feeling about Pete Werner? Is Pete Werner a long-time solution for the Saints linebacker room? Or when we replace, or when Demario Davis calls it a career, will we not only be looking for his replacement, will we be looking for Pete Werner's replacement? Because he signed through the 2026 season. So in 2027, there's a good chance that Demario Davis has retired and Pete Werner's no longer a member of this team. He can leave in free agency. I'm just saying. I believe Pete Werner's a good football player. He's solid. He knows what he's doing out there on the field. He's always in position to make a play. He has a high football IQ. With all the second round high draft picks that the Saints have been bringing in recently that have not been a success, I'm not even going to say his name because I went over it with nauseam. Y'all know who I'm about to say. Matter of fact, he has a half a sack, in his career. But Pete Werner has 300 and something tackles. This other kid, hey, hopefully this defense sets him free and lets him play without thinking and just go and let his natural ability take over. Y'all know who I'm talking about. If you know who I'm talking about, put it in the chat. Now, so there are some young linebackers in the room. DeMarco Jackson, we're still waiting on him to come. He contributed on special teams. Jalen Ford, the young linebacker we brought in last year from the University of Texas, highly productive at the University of Texas. Had some injuries last year, was able to contribute on special teams. And a young linebacker that was ascending before he had a season-ending injury 2 seasons ago, but returned toward the end of the last season. I'm talking about Nephi Sewell. So which of these young linebackers will step up? We're still waiting for DeMarco Jackson to step up. We're waiting for Isaiah Foskey to step up, or he might get shipped out if he doesn't. Because remember, let us remember this. This is a new regime. They have no loyalty to any of these players, unless your name's Alvin Kamara, Eric McCoy, Demario Davis, Tyrann Mathieu, Cam Jordan, Brian Bresee. Who else on the offensive line? Caesar? Caesar Reeves? Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Juwan Johnson. Hey, the coach called them personally, so Juwan Johnson. Other than that, who really has anything secure on this team? If they ain't bring you in as a free agent this year, and you are a returnee, and you're not among the players I just mentioned, you have no reason to feel safe on this team. And the players I mentioned, they have no reason to feel safe. Like their position is safe on this team. Because if a youngster comes in or someone comes in making less money, but it's showing that they can do what you do better or at the same level you do, and it can save the team money, what you think will happen? It is a business too. It is a business too. All right. All right, family. Thank you all for being here. I ask you to please hit that like button. If it's your first time, subscribe. Hamster, what's up, baby? We got them in the building, baby. They got to come and take a peek, baby. That damn black and red, man. Rise up to fall down. Hamster, what's up, baby? Man, come on in. What's up? Ain't nothing, my man. I ain't gonna kill you, baby. Thank you for being here, baby. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you, fam. We all family, baby. It's all good. We just love to hate on each other. That's all. In a good way. Not like the ignorant people out there, who take it too far. But anyway, thank you for being here, fam. So that's what I'm speaking about, Pete Werner. I think Pete Werner is one of the players that the Saints must keep. Unless you get a significant, and I'm going to say that again, unless you get a significant upgrade, once this contract runs out, you got to resign Pete Werner if he continues to be consistently good. Now, he's consistently good. Some of y'all be like, what, dog, he okay. No, he's good. He's a good football player. Sometimes we get stuck with those flashy numbers. Oh, he had 8 sacks. He had 7 sacks. Oh, he had four interceptions at the linebacker. If that was it, y'all, he a superstar. Oh, we can't lose him. But how about his tackling ability? On a team that ranked dead last in the National Football League against the run, a team that sucked against the run, a team that was as soft up the middle as them cheap paper towels. And I'm gonna get to that before we get out of here too. But this is about Pete Werner. We gonna stay on topic, right? Then we gonna talk. We gonna do what we do, fam. We gonna talk Saints football. Now, where is he strong at? Run defense. In his rookie year, he graded out at 91 by PFF, which was one of the highest in the league. And even last year, he logged several tackles for a loss, and he continues to be a dependable run defender. What do we need? We need dependable run defenders. Why? If you're able, it ain't hard. We know it ain't. If you're able to what? Stop the run. You're able to do what then? Attack the passer. Get after the passer. You're able to set Granderson loose. You're able to set Chase Young loose. You're able to set the veteran Cam loose. Brian Bresee with that awesome spin move. We got to get a couple counter moves in there. And we got to get better against the run, Bresee. We got to get better against the run. All right. But again, dependable. Count on them. That is Pete Werner in a nutshell. He is a good football player. To be a good football team, you need what? Good football players. The same amount of you who were screaming, get rid of Jock Vaughn. Excuse me, Zach Bond. Get rid of Zach Bond. He a bust. He don't do nothing. Blah, 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 blah. And he goes to Philadelphia, gets put in the right situation, gets used correctly, and the young man has a all-pro season. Not a damn Pro Bowl season. I'm going to say it again. The kid had an all-pro season, came back with his new team and his old stomping grounds and his old home field and his old locker room and won a damn Super Bowl. So don't tell me nothing about I'm not giving up on good football players. The Saints need good football players. Pete Werner is a good football player. Think right now, if Pete Werner wasn't on this team, and we already concerned about the linebacker room because the depth behind him and DeMario, but how much more concerned would you be if he wasn't part of this team and the only thing we knew we can count on was a DeMario Davis who continues to defy the hands of time with his ability to play at a high level year in and year out. So Pete Werner is needed. Pete Werner is a good football player. And last time I checked, if you're a football coach, you want good what? Football players. If you have a lot of good football players and then you get a few great football players, you got a hell of a team. You got to have that base, man. You got to. Now let's place Warner side by side with some of the names in his 2021 draft class. These names go pop because of their flash. No, because of their, when I say flash, damn it, they good. All right? They earned it. But they got those flashing numbers, the numbers that make you stand up and be like, ooh, he's great. First on the list is from America's team, Michael Parsons, clearly in a league of his own with elite pass rushing skills. Then there's Nick Bolton of the Chiefs. Nick Bolton. I even heard Chief fans complain about Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton's a hell of a football player. He get what? He comes up with big-time playoff performances. But think about this. If you remove the flashy sacks, Pete Werner's right there when it comes to consistency and tackling numbers with Bolton and Michael Parsons. He's right there. Among linebackers drafted the year Werner came out, he stands out as one of the more reliable second-tier players. Is he a star? No, he's not a star. But he's been a starter for multiple, I'm going to say it again, he's been a starter for multiple years and just signed a 3-year extension worth over $22 million. So that tells you how much the Saints value him. Again, when you have good football players, you have to keep them in the building. Listen, the Saints have let good football players get out the building. You got one in Cincinnati right now, has led the league the last 2-3 years in sacks, has the most sacks in the league, and he's fighting for a damn contract. They chose Marcus Davenport over him solely because Davenport was a first-round selection. We just talked about Zach Bond getting out of here. And there are numerous more we can name. And what I hate is when a player leaves the Saints and goes somewhere else and starts to prosper, starts to come into his own. That ability that we were hoping that he would show when with the Saints is not shown, and it's not always on the player. Again, sometimes you have to be, not sometimes, but all the time, You have to be in the right place at the right time. You have to be in the right circumstances, in the right environment, coached by the right coaches to be successful in this league. I'm hoping that that is what is wrong with Isaiah Foskey, because the player who left the University of Notre Dame as the all-time leading sack leader, I'm ready to see that player in the New Orleans Saints uniform. I'm ready to see that player. And hopefully, again, Brandon Staley's new defense will, go along and unleash his many talents that hopefully have just been constricted by the previous regime. Now, when we talk about legacy, Pete Werner's not on the level of Jonathan Vilma. Of course not of the Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson, but Pete Werner is firmly entrenched as a key piece alongside Demario Davis. He's dependable. He must improve in coverage. And listen, he could be a long-term starter in this defense and the heir apparent to Demario Davis. Now, to show you how he has improved, get this chart up there for you, family. Let me get family. Pete Werner is a keeper. I like Pete Werner. He's a good football player. We need good football players on this team. All right. Let's see what we got. Samuel, how you doing? Come on in. Hamster, how you doing? Yeah, because me and Dolph are hockey watching, boy. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Hamster. We be on that hockey too, baby. We doing more hockey next season too, man. So y'all get ready for that, man. We got a lot of stuff coming here on the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast, which is brought to you by the Come On In Sports Network. Thank you all for being here. Again, hit that like button. Today we're talking about Saints linebacker Pete Werner. Now, again, last year he averaged 7 sacks a game. Nothing that's going to Pete Werner how should I put this? If Pete Werner's playing on Sunday for the Saints, I feel a little better about their chances to win. If Pete Werner's not next to Demario Davis on the Sunday, I'm concerned as hell. I'm just saying. And with good reason. Jerry, y'all funny, man. All right, fam. Like I said, I want to share this article with you, courtesy of brother Bob Rose. There we go. Again, this is from Saints Wire USA. It's our brother Bob Rose. And listen, Saints linebackers ranked top 10 by Pro Football Focus. Let me get that up there for you. There we go, family. All right. A proud and formidable unit between 2018 in 2022. Man, don't y'all miss them days? The defense of the New Orleans Saints plummeted to a lowly 30th overall ranking in 2024. The Saints were 27th against the pass, near the bottom of the NFL in sacks, and an embarrassing 31st against the run. They were 31st against the run. And you got two tackling machine linebackers, and you want to get rid of the youngest one just because he's not doing the flashy pop things that pop off the screen at you. He's doing the dirty work. He's doing what football is. Football is a hit, a tackle game. You got to bring the person to the ground. He does it very well. New defensive coordinator Brandon Staley and an entirely new staff is now on board with an expected new philosophy and scheme, which we have briefly spoke about. But the players on the field must also produce far better. Pro Football Focus didn't think highly of the New Orleans Saints defensive front. Nope, they don't deal with the Saints 9 times out of 10 going to their season. They're going to be ranked lower everywhere, but not in this room. Ranking them last among all teams in their position rankings. That's talking about the defensive front. However, PFF feels far different about the Saints linebackers. PFF analyst Dalton Wasserman ranked the NFL's 32 linebacker units earlier this week. And the Saints came in, get this family, at number 8. Here's why Wasserman is so high on them. Mario Davis. For the time. I'm calling Double D for the time, baby. Mario Davis got off to a slow start last season, but continued to prove himself as an excellent player with a top 20 PFF overall grade. Flanking him once again will be the aforementioned, who we're talking about today, Pete Werner, who bounced back to earn a 69 PFF overall grade last season, his highest since his rookie season. The Saints don't have a ton of experience behind those two. That's what I'm saying. If he wasn't on this team, would you be as comfortable as you are now with the linebacker room when we have concerns about the linebacker room because of this? Because DeMarco Jackson, Nephi Sewell, who I think that it normally takes 2 seasons. If he comes back and he gets back to that level he was prior to that injury, where he forced his way onto the field and he was making plays, baby, man, it could be something special, man. Now, they have both been key special team contributors. 4th-round rookie, and here's a guy that everybody's excited about. Danny Stutzman is an excellent run defender who earned an elite 90.9 PFF run defense grade in his final season at Oklahoma. And when I watched Danny Stutzman play, damn it, if you reverse him, don't he kind of look like Pete Werner? On the football field, solid against the run, just a solid football player. A solid, good football player. Another name to watch, and I think this kid could be the wild card, is Jalen Ford, a 5th-round pick in 2024. Ford was slowed by injuries in preseason and played on special teams in 8 games last year. However, he was a playmaker at Texas. The Saints thought highly enough for him to keep him on their active roster all year. Davis, 36, is the oldest player on New Orleans roster and enters his 14th NFL season. This is year 14 for DeMario. It's also clear that he has plenty of quality football left, and he should thrive in still this 3-4 system and remain the key to the success of this defensive unit. Among other NFC teams, Washington only had the linebacker units of the Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions, Washington Commanders, San Francisco 49ers ranked ahead of the Saints. The Atlanta Falcons, here you go, dog. Here we go, homie. Here we go, cuz. The Atlanta Falcons were the next NFC South team on the ranking at 17. Tampa Bay linebackers came in at number 25, while the Carolina Panthers were rated 30th by PFF, at least in this area. The Saints have an advantage over their rivals in the division. So again, thank Brother Bob Rose from Saints Squad USA. So PFF thinks real highly of the New Orleans Saints linebacker room. And again, Demario Davis, Pete Werner, man, as long as they're coming out there each and every Sunday, I'm feeling good about our linebacker situation that game. Now, if they're not coming out, man, hey, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not as comfortable with our linebacker room if those two gentlemen are not there. Again, I want to thank you all for joining us here on the Keeping It Real Who That Sports Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. I'm Dolph Jackson. We're brought to you by the Come On In Sports Network family. Do yourself a favor. Do us a favor, family. The doors are not open. Join the family and come on in. All right, family. So when you look at his strengths and weakness, our final thoughts is this. His strength, simply put, Pete Werner has sideline-to-sideline awareness. He's a great run defender. He's a reliable tackler in space. And most importantly, he has this. He has a high football IQ. Now, of course, the weaknesses, he struggles at times in pass coverage. Has to get better in that. Minimal sack production. But again, was that because he was not asked to do so in the previous scheme? We shall see. And he had a slight regression in his tackling. I'm sure he'll get that back up, but he's still one of the best on the team. So Pete Werner is one of those guys who won't make the highlight reel, but ask the coaches. And they'll tell you, he's the guy that keeps the defense glued together on early downs. If he can clean up his open field tackling and coverage assignments, he could take a big leap forward here in 2025. So Who Dat Nation, where do you stand on Pete Werner? Is he our next great linebacker or just a steady piece? Hit that like button, baby. Drop your thoughts in the comments or live chat. And don't forget to subscribe to the Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports Podcast and the Come On In Sports Network. Well, family, coming up later this week, I'm going to try to be back Friday night, baby. I'm going to try to be back Friday. I know it'll be Friday night, it is the 4th of July, so I ain't gonna make it Friday, but I might. But definitely next Sunday, your boy Dolph, I'll be back on next Sunday, baby, chopping it up with you. So keep those notification bells on, man. Hey, it's your boy, Dolph Jackson. This is the Keeping It Real Who Dat Sports podcast, brought to you and presented to you by the Come On In Sports Network family. Listen, thank you all for watching. And as always, family, y'all know what it is. Love and Who Dat. And I was about to leave, but I see a couple comments. Let me see. Quantum Round 444. The Saints linebacker coach was surprised this year, as well as Foskey. Who Dat? Man, listen. I know a lot of people and say, Dolph, I had a couple family members reach out to me like, Dolph, you showed, man, you riding Foskey. Why? Because I was so high on that kid coming on. I saw him at Notre Dame. I saw him as a good fit for the Saints. I saw his athleticism. I saw when he wasn't thinking and he knew what he was doing, the kid could wreak havoc on the game. He has not been able to do that since becoming a member of the New Orleans Saints. Was he getting too much information? Was it not simplified for him? He has to take accountability too on his end. But again, we will now see if this scheme will free up Isaiah Foskey to be Isaiah Foskey, the Isaiah Foskey we all were hoping and wishing for when we selected him in the second round a few years ago. All right. Samuel says, happy 4th of July. Same to you, Samuel, a couple days early, but thank you. Uh-oh, my brother's in the house. The 12th man all the way from the West Coast, baby, Seattle, Washington. Eric Wallace. Eric, how you doing? Come on in. Thank you for being here, my guy. Let's see who else is in the building. Who else came in there? Black Major, how you doing? Come on in. Who that to you, my brother? Thank you for being here. All right. Know what, man? I'm open. Before I get out of here, man, I'm about to open up the line. Jerry, anybody want to come on? Come on with your boy, dog, man. Let me put the link in the chat. Let's talk Saints football. Now, we talked about Pete Werner. Now, we can talk about anything Saints you want to, fam. I got a few minutes. Let's talk some football here, baby. Let's talk football. All right, the link is now in the chat. If you want to come on, pop on with your boy, dog. Give me your thoughts. And a couple more areas that we need to, as we're a few weeks away from training camp, man. I'm running back room. I think, well, everybody's gonna pay attention, of course, to the most important position in football, quarterback. I know that. But running back, that room is highly important this year. Alvin can't do it all by himself. He's great. If he have to, he has to. But if we can get 2 running backs that are dependable and reliable, that just opens up the bag for Kellen Moore. That opens up the bag for Alvin, man. That would be a great thing. Who would be that running back? Who would be the thunder to his lightning, man? We need that player. And listen, truth be told, the second best wide receiver on this team is Alvin Kamara. Last year, damn it, he was the best because Chris Olave was out. So Alvin's still highly productive. All-time leading rusher in the history of New Orleans Saints without ever rushing for 1,000 yards. That still astonishes me. One of the all-time greats in all-purpose yards. He's an all-around running back. Inside, outside, in the slot, out wide, catching screens, catching slants, wheel routes, picking up the blitz. And he's a damn leader. And he's one of those. He's one of those that go tell you just like it is. He gonna keep it real, baby. That's one thing we love about him. Hassan Terrell says, hi there. I can't wait for 4th of July on Parade and Fireworks. Hey, I ain't mad at you, man. What kind of fireworks you getting, man? What's y'all favorite part of the 4th of July? Is it being on work? Is it the food, family, and barbecue? Or is it just the fireworks, man? Just lighten it up, baby. Just lighten it up. Let me know in the chat, baby. Let me know in the chat, man. Another area, of course, would be we need consistency. We need a healthy wide receiver room. We need Chris Olave. We need Rashid Shaheed. Brandon Cooks as the 3rd. But who's gonna be those other 2 receivers? Who's gonna be receiver 4 and 5? Who may be called on because of the injury history of Olave and Shaheed. Matter of fact, the Saints may keep 6. Who's going to be that 6th wide receiver? Who's going to be the next 3? That is very important going into the 2025 season. Tight end room. Juwan Johnson came back on the free agent market this season. Say what we want. He was the #1 tight end available on the tight end market for free agency this season. I know some of y'all out there saying, well, shit, dog, that tells you that wasn't much of a market if he was #1. Juwan Johnson, let's not forget and stop acting like, that goes for me too, because I've seen his maturation. I've seen where he's come from as an undrafted free agent, wide receiver, converts to tight end, earns a lucrative contract. I'm going to say it again. Earns a lucrative contract But with that contract came expectations. He got another contract. Expectations. You got to be consistently on the field, and you got to be consistently making plays for your team when you're out there. He's a mismatch. If used correctly, if he's locked in, he has to be locked in. The talent is there. You can't deny it. It's there. So, Juwan Johnson, we don't know when Taysom is gonna come back. And I even heard someone this week talk about the only sure thing in the New Orleans Saints tight end room was Juwan Johnson, that Taysom Hill's not safe, may not be safe on this team. Why? Because there's been no report about his timetable for returning. Your head coach met personally with Taysom Hill. He got a plan for Taysom Hill. Just like Demario Davis on defense, Taysom Hill on offense keeps defying the hands of time. Taysom Hill last year, family, averaged 7 yards a carry. 7. And we have seen throughout his Saints career, Taysom just take over games. You understand what I'm saying? Just take over games with that playmaking ability, especially against the Falcons. I'm just saying, Hamster. He just love running it up, y'all. Shut your mouth, dog. All right. Well, listen, family. So those are some areas I'm looking at. But most importantly, both sides of the ball, trenches, offense, defensive line, defensive front, defensive line, not throw highly around the league. Quantum Realm 44 says, I hope to participate more this year. This is Reggie. All right. Coach Rock Podcast. I changed my YouTube name. LOL. Kendrick Miller barn injury will surprise, aka will eat this year. Look out for yarns. Yeah, we gotta get in the training camp. I got to see these kids, man. First of all, they got to stay healthy. Got to stay healthy. Again, when we speak of Kendrick Miller, no denying his talent. There is no denying the talent. But you got to stay healthy. You got to improve in the areas where you're not strong. If I can't put you on the field to pick up a blitzing linebacker or safety, I can't play you. Because it's a dead giveaway when you're coming in the game. It's a damn run. He can catch the ball out the backfield. He's big, strong, fast, explosive. He's the one. He's the one that we need most definitely to step up and show out with Alvin. And of course, Devin Neal. And are we overlooking Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Are we overlooking the young man from Delaware, Yarns? We shall see. But that running back, by the way, the Saints weren't satisfied with that run. Because now who was in the mix? Cam Akers. All of a sudden, there will be great competition on the offensive side of that ball at the skill positions. Quarterback, you got a battles going. Running back, behind Elvin, you got battles going. Wide receiver run, behind Olave and Shaheed. I want to say Brandon Cooks. You got battles going. Who's going to be receiver 4, 5, and 6? That tight end run. Who's going to be? Look, Foster Moreau comes back. Foster Moreau has been solid since signing with the Saints. He has. And I have, over time, been able to forgive him for dropping that damn ball against the Jaguars on Monday Night Football, and the Saints came back, could have won the damn game. He was wide open. I love him, so I forgive him for that. Things happen, but damn it, gotta catch that ball. So, tight end. Who's going to be tight end 2 and 3? There's no fullback on this team. So do the Saints keep 4 tight ends and use that tight end as an H-back / fullback? Or do you keep a night offensive lineman and use that player in short yardage situations as a lead blocker? We shall see. The good thing is, this is the unknown. This is what we've been waiting for. A change. The change is here. A rebuild. It's a rebuild. It's a rebuild. But how long would it take? I promise you, if you go back and you listen to the off-season discussions of last year's the Washington Commanders, they probably sound similar to this. The year before that, if you went back and listened to the Houston Commanders, it probably sounded similar to this. But the one thing both of those teams got right, they hit at the most important position in all of football. They hit at quarterback. The Saints made Tyler Shough the 40th selection this season and the highest drafted quarterback by the New Orleans Saints since Archie Manning. So Tyler Shough has an opportunity to be the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints along with Spencer Rattler. And you have to be realist. The Saints looked at film and decided we need to bring competition in here to go with Rattler and Jake Hayner. But what is surprising, it wasn't a real seasoned veteran that they brought in here. They're going to let these youngsters battle it out. I, for one, am hoping that either Tyler Shough or Spencer Rattler is that dude, that they're our Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud. And we surprised everyone this season by getting back to the playoffs. Because, family, it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years since the Saints have played an extra season. We ain't been in the playoffs for 4 years, and damn it, I'm tired of it. I ain't. Why should a rebuild have to take 3 or more years? It doesn't. If you do it right, you get the right people in here. Those who are not right, don't want to buy in, don't want to pay the price, you got to get them out here. And Bruce losing his mind now. So that's my cue, family. This is Dolph Jackson. Again, keeping it real, Who That Sports Podcast. Do your boy a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe, family. I'll see you next time. And remember, the doors are now open. So come on in. Have a good night, family. Who that?